being overburdened by money.
I miss Marcus.
Me too.
Anyway, this is DerNami Podcast episode 12. We're going to be talking about Gamescom, and I'm playing Diablo because it's easy to talk while we talk about Gamescom and various other things. I think we have a few other things besides Gamescom to talk about. I'm joined by Vast Empires and Arcadius Zero, as always. I am streaming on YouTube. Vast Empires is streaming on Twitch. If you'd like to see her side of things, you can go there. And that's all the boring stuff. That's all the setup. Gamescom, what did y'all think about it? In general, first. We don't really have to talk about anything.
I mean, a lot of stuff was similar information delivered at the E3, but there are some definite highlight differences between the two of them. So it's definitely smaller, I think, in scope than E3 was.
It's, as far as announcements went, sure, but I'm fairly certain it's the largest gaming convention in Europe.
Yeah, I mean, that's not to downplay its actual size. Yeah. I'm speaking purely in terms of content.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Because if you add any amount of repeated items, well, then the repeated plus the new stuff adds to a lot of information.
Yeah.
You know, disseminated out. So between E3 and that, but yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think there were a whole bunch of curveballs in this Gamescom. I thought we saw a lot out of last year's Gamescom, but in comparison, this one was rather sedate. I mean, we got a lot of Assassin's Creed and Battlefront 2 stuff. We got a few new things that I hadn't heard about, like Biomutant, but other than that, there's not really a ton. I was kind of surprised.
Not really.
Yep. And so I think in that respect, I can understand where Arcadius is coming from, because it did feel a little bit smaller or less exclusive content, at least for our main console, the PS4.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So...
But that brought up an interesting topic.
Yeah?
Now that you brought that up.
Go for
it.
I
wanted to touch on it because I don't think we touched on it much our last podcast, and that is cross-platform gaming.
Good place to start. Good place.
So cross-platform gaming, essentially, based on some stuff I read, won't happen because of 3 different reasons. And it's pretty much boiled down to game, technical difficulties, and business. So
I think it's heavily on the business side.
It is heavy, but first one, game. You know, so you have a particular game, and they actually used Overwatch as an example. So you could have a console player playing Overwatch normally, but a PC player has a 12,000 DPI mouse they could use for more accurate aiming than physically what the analog sticks of a game controller can give you. On top of that, they can do alterations to the visuals, like removing the shrub stuff, increasing sharpness. They can screw with the lighting effects and essentially get a sharper, crisper, cleaner field of view than a console gamer could. And essentially they have this huge advantage of play even though they're playing the exact same game. So that's one reason that they gave why that wouldn't happen. Second reason is the logistics. So when you get into the nitty-gritty of what it takes to do a cross-platform, you have to have the support of each platform. So even if a game were to hypothetically go in on a joint venture, that also includes the joint venture of patches, errors, bugs, which all have to be rolled out simultaneously at the same time in conjunction, lest you alienate the rest of the player base in that game.
Yeah.
So coordinating those efforts with one company, let alone 3 mega giants like Nintendo, Sony, and Xbox all simultaneously, would be quite the feat. That essentially, like the article read, that it's just not up to snuff yet. They don't have as many wheels greased for that kind of joint venture. Yeah. It's in the works, and they're definitely talking about it, and it is going to be productive to be able to do something like that because the gaming community really wants that, and that will still make sales. But the sales portion brings on to the latter part, business. A lot of companies, get their jollies on cutting their piece of market share out, and they're perfectly content with it, and others want more and more and more because they're never content with the amount of market share they have. That amount of disagreement is enough to keep the companies at arm's length to the point where they won't cooperatively work together to the degree that is necessary for cross-platform gaming.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
No. That was the article read, plus my agreed-upon opinion from the get-go. They just articulated it a lot better than I could think about it.
Well, yeah, I agree with you. No matter how much entertainment and how much of a culture is built around gaming and video games in general, at the end of the day, it's a business. And that is what is going to drive sales. That are, you know... Good lord. It's an economics thing. It's a market share thing. It's not how much enjoyment or how big of a community you have. I wish it were about community. I would love to be able to play with the Xbox guys and not have to fight over how much of a shit bag their console is, because goddamn. But
I will have to admit, I like their controllers a lot better.
Their controllers are nice.
That's just one out of, a lot of different things. I will say that I'm encouraged. I don't, gaming culture being what it was, or being what it is, sometimes I'm like, do I want to play with Xbox players? Because I'm not that I'm sure you guys are a class act. Anyone who's playing,
we are
class act. But it is kind of encouraging to see that there is some start to cross-platform support. In the article that we're referring to is that it was announced that Microsoft is in the works of offering possible cross-platform gaming for the new Minecraft that's coming to Xbox and PS4. But there's also Paragon right now, which is cross-platform. It's between PC and PS4, but it's still there.
I believe Fortnite was in talks to do that as well. Is that correct?
I didn't read that. But I did read that when they were talking about the Minecraft thing, a reporter asked a Sony representative about the comments that Microsoft did in fact make about Minecraft, to extend out, well, what about other games? How is Sony taking the approach? And Sony kind of took a neutral stance from whoever the spokesperson was. Can't remember what segment of Sony he worked for. He was high up the management chain. And basically he said, Sony's open to it. We're just going to leave it up to the developers to decide if they want to do that with their game or not. And so I was like, well, okay, that seems pretty straightforward.
That's fair.
Basically, they're leaving it to the developers to pull together the logistics between the major companies if they want that to happen for their game, which he made it sound like they're very open to do, but they're not going to lead the charge because of the burden of those logistics.
And if you pay attention to development for certain games that are across all three of the platforms, PC, excuse me, three of the platforms, PC, PS4, and Xbox, because I don't know very many that are. Nintendo has its own set of difficulties when it comes to developers. But like a game with like Warframe, you're constantly, like you were saying before, you're behind when it comes to patches because they can push those things to PC quite easily. Or like with Overwatch, they can test things out on their platform quite easily. But when it comes to having those changes ready for Microsoft and for PS4, they have to go through a certification process. And so they have to test all of the code, make sure that it doesn't, cross or bug out with any of the Sony stuff, and then also the security issues and then everything like that. So it is a pretty big ordeal. I can understand that.
You're going in opposite directions, right?
Yep, because there were people to kill.
All right.
There's people down here. There's people chasing me.
Oh, fast, come back here. Where are you?
I think I'm at a point now where I will accept a new weapon.
Okay. I can do that
once we get back.
You don't forget, you can transmog it so you can make it look exactly like you wanted it to.
So let's move on to some games. How about it?
Yeah,
Yes.
'cause that's the
Enough
fun
with
part.
Like annoying
I just wanted to
political
interject that
bullshit.
since I know we didn't talk about it the last time, and it was
Yeah.
still sort of a topic of interest.
So I want to
Alright,
start
that's
off with Battlefront 2. I know we're all looking forward to it. We're all going to play it.
Oh yeah.
Arcadius
Oh, yeah.
and I play Battlefield a lot, and it's going to be...
We played the Battlefront 1 beta.
Well, yeah, and Vast and I played the Battlefront 1 full game. And
Yeah,
we
I
were
did not.
happy with it, but we wanted more. And it seems
As
like they're going
did
to
most
deliver
people.
more. Yeah.
Give us more.
As far as the content that released during Gamescom, they focused more on the developer criterion, which they're working on multiplayer, and around their flagship, their Criterion flagship product, Starfighter Assault. And in Starfighter Assault, you play one side or the other, duh, but there are 24 players in a server, and there's AI, and from what it seems like, one team has an objective. It's go in, destroy various ships, and blow up the fleet.
Oh, hold on.
and what?
Capital ships. We gotta make sure that's clear.
Okay, I
Capital ship.
have a small bone to pick with them calling that capital ship. Because a capital ship is not the same as a light cruiser Criterion games. That is different. And the other team is bent on stopping the aggressor. Now, it looks really nice, and they've said that, Darth Maul's Scimitar, and Slave One, and the Millennium Falcon, and Poe Dameron's X-Wing are all playable.
Black One.
Yes.
Yep.
In their game mode. But I'm a little bit worried about it all.
Okay.
Because
I better know what your worry is.
when it comes to dice and Battlefield games and things that have a very specific niche, there are people that just go for that niche. There are 100-star attack plane players in Battlefield 1 right now.
Mm-hmm.
There are going to be
Several.
100-star TIE Fighter players in Battlefront 2 Starfighter Assault.
Mm-hmm.
It's unavoidable.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah. And if you get even one person that's played that much and you just feel like, oh, I want to do a nice quick pickup game because it looks cool, and they mop the floor with you, you are not going to have fun. You're never going back to Starfighter Assault.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I think they're going to probably... I don't know if they're going to do it timer-based or life-based. I would think there's a timer base to it, because that ensures that no one is just going to get it and then not be able to be killed out of it. Because they did that with the previous power-ups, even though they're not, like, coin-based. They're, personally earned with your points that you make. Which, so you don't have those campers that constantly sit on the objectives waiting for the thing to spawn. So at least they fixed that part of it, so it's playable by everybody.
Yeah.
But I'm overburdened.
That being said, they moved to a system where your power-ups and your ability to get the Millennium Falcon or the Slave One is merit-based. So the person with the highest pointage is going to end up with all of that stuff. And those are more likely going to be the 100-star shit bucketeers that inhabit these areas.
But it's not 100% yet on exactly how all of that is going to work, so it's still in the making. And I'm pretty sure if they see an adjustment that needs to be made, they'll make it on the fly, and it'll be none worse for wear.
Yeah.
Well, how can they address that better in matchmaking?
Ultimately, it may just come down to like some kind of ranking system, like you see in Overwatch, or even Rainbow Six Siege, where you have various ranks from, diamond down to wood or whatever it's going to be.
It's just stone.
But slightly above that is the Flint
The
category.
Flint.
Obsidian.
Oh, now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah. And shit bucketeers are going to be matched up with shit bucketeers. I wouldn't mind that, because I don't see this being my mainstay. I see Conquest and Walker Assault and things of that nature.
The real chaos.
Yeah, big team, the largest you can possibly get. You know, all that stuff.
That's the good stuff.
Oh yeah.
Fill out those servers.
Yeah. And it looks fun. I want to play it. They just need to give it to me now. But when does it come out? October? No, November.
It comes out closer towards the next film because the Last Jedi comes out this December, so it's probably coming out in November.
Oh, that's right. Okay. That makes sense.
And I just want you guys to praise me because I did not sing any Star Wars songs during this entire conversation, even though I really wanted to.
Well, we can do that now.
I really wanted to. Okay.
I was thinking.
Or you've always got the classic.
Freaking like that song, man. It's catchy. It's catchy. Woo, Belial.
Oh, what?
You're going down quick.
What? Oh man, if that's all it took, this is gonna go down like a chump.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah.
Woohoo! And that was quick. All right. So, jumping off of the crazy Belial morphing into other things, do we want to talk about Biomutant?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice segue.
Yeah.
I was
Getting better
actually
at this,
interested
you
by
guys.
that trailer.
Yeah.
It honestly, the part that gets me is the level of creativity that they can do with that kind of genre.
Yeah.
And
Whole crafting
I'm
RPG.
interested. Yeah. And the fact that you can probably transmute portions of your body to do different things and turn yourself into something else for a while and back and forth. So I think it's pretty legit. I'll definitely try give that game a whirl.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Just because it's something different.
Yeah, this is really the only thing in Gamescom that I had not heard of before Gamescom showed up. And I think it's made by THQ Nordic? Question mark?
This is true.
I know
That's
THQ is technically out of business.
What?
Technically.
THQ, it's like a subsidiary now. But
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yes. It is what it is.
Off to Bastion's Keep. But
Hold on. Oh, wait! Before you go,
what?
I was going to ask you to craft me something.
Oh yeah, I can do that. Here, I'll come back. Zone. Nope. That's Caldeum. All right. I just want to know how long it's going to be before we forego cars entirely in favor of that little running hand that you can sit on top of.
Oh yeah.
I want
Just hold on.
That was kind of
running...
awkward. It got to that part of the trailer and I was like, what?
I liked that though. It was cool.
It made little gun shapes and shot at enemies and stuff.
Yeah.
That was funny.
So, Vass,
Weird.
Funny. Before we go full on, do you want a one-handed or a two-handed crossbow?
Let's go with a one-handed, if you do not mind.
Okay. I'll see if this is any better.
Oh.
Okay, so we're just sitting here talking about nothing, but...
Okay, no, I'm sorry. I'm ready to go now.
All right.
No, but one of the things that I really appreciate about this game is that there's a little bit of a nostalgia factor in it for me, I guess.
It
reminds me a little bit of, in a good way, the flagship mascot type games.
Like
like
what?
a
Like
Donkey
Jack
Kong,
and Daxter?
or like a Jack and Daxter,
Yeah.
or like a Sly Cooper. And I just mean that, like that really cool, fuzzy character that can kick ass kind of way.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I think that's what is going to make it enjoyable to play. It's just the
Yeah.
carefree nature of its.
And the fact that it's built
type.
on mutations so that you can color your character whatever you want.
Or
I'm
have superpowers.
Gonna make this guy look super goofy, but he's gonna be so badass. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
I also really like the trailer for it, and the style of the creatures, I guess, kind of reminded me of Beyond Good and Evil 2.
A little bit. Yeah, I can see that.
In a good way, though. Like,
Yeah.
In a really good way.
There is one thing out of all of the Biomutant gameplay that I saw that I was a little bit hesitant about, a little bit annoyed with. And that is that the narrator was all up in your business all the time.
Oh, see, I kind
Gameplay.
of like that because it reminded me of Bastion, which I really enjoyed. You didn't like that?
I did not like that. Just stop talking to me and let me do my badassery by myself. I don't need a play-by-play. I am the play-by-play. Don't have to
But you
tell
don't
me
want a
that.
hype man?
No, I don't. Not really. I want to go do my
Putting
stuff.
Putting hype men out of business 2018.
Yeah. But I guess that wouldn't be a negative for everyone, seeing as how our vast empires enjoyed it, I guess.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Okay.
But I like that aspect of storytelling, and I think it's kind of cool because in a way you're not alone in the game, even if you are alone in the game.
So you're telling me that No Man's Sky would benefit from a narrator that told you everything
no.
you were doing?
Let me tell you
Oh,
what
no.
No Man's Sky would benefit from. The more development time.
Yes.
And
We've
some
already
varied
beat
gameplay.
that horse to a pulp.
Oh, yeah.
You should just stop that
Okay.
right there.
All right. Oh. Well, shall we move on then?
Yes.
What's left to talk about? Monster Hunter World? Good lord, I think that's my most anticipated title out of Gamescom
Monster
right
Hunter?
now. Yeah. You saw it?
watched
I saw it.
a multiplayer on that, and
Yeah.
there are some beasts that are going to take forever to kill.
Yeah. That's the point of it all.
Yeah, I know, but oh my goodness. Okay, and I have to comment on that silly little cat character that follows you around.
Yeah,
Who is
the Palico.
essentially your accessory. He is
Yeah.
nothing more than your cuddly, fluffy accessory.
He's a support character.
And when an enemy hits him, he makes only one sound, and it's no joke. That is the exact sound he makes.
But you can put a little suit of armor on him and make him
You
look
can.
exactly like you,
Yes.
and give him
You
a
can
little
give him
club.
a giant knife to run around with. Like,
Yeah.
absolutely, you can. And it's hilarious, and I find it in good taste.
I really enjoyed in the playthrough that we watched. There's a section where you're just out in the world, and all of a sudden, you're hunting this creature, and all of a sudden, other palico cats or whatever they're called come out to help you, like from the wild, and they're like, "Yeah,
Team
I'll help you trap."
Palico.
Yeah.
It was so unexpected and fun.
And then the developers were like, "Oh my goodness, I didn't know that was in that build. We shouldn't be talking about that right now. We can't say anything. I didn't even know that was implemented."
Yes, that was great. That's a great moment.
And they did the same thing with the glider mantle when the guy pulled out the glider mantle and was like, we really, I didn't know that was going to happen. This is a live demonstration. I didn't know we found that. We shouldn't be talking about that right now. I thought that was real cool.
Spilling all the secrets.
Yeah.
But it's still
And that's what
good.
things are fun. Or for like it made me excited for the game.
Yeah. So a little bit of primer on Monster Hunter in case you don't know about it. It's mostly a mobile and handheld title. I think their last iteration on a console was the PlayStation 2. And you can join up to 3 other friends, making your party 4 people, to venture out into a world and slay monsters and then wear them. And I think that's about the extent of the plot.
End of plot.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
But it looks fun and it looks intense and there's so many things that you can do in that game.
With Team Meow.
With Team Meow. It's gonna be great. Can't wait.
And of course, the multiplayer.
Yeah.
That's good.
I do hope that you guys join me.
I'll probably get it.
Yeah.
I want to see Team Palico in action.
Oh, heck yeah. Well, this is an aside conversation. I'll try not to lead us too far down the rabbit hole, but Monster Hunter World was announced that it will be for PC as well.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What do you think that's going to do for the game Dauntless?
Which is very similar to it, right?
It is a very similar. It's essentially a monster hunting game. You're in a fantastical world with floating islands, and you are at a hub world. You go out and you hunt these different things to help protect the islands, basically.
Well, seeing as how I haven't heard or felt many waves about that game now, like out there
Probably
in
won't
ether,
be.
I know that Vast, you talked about it every once in a while, and you were interested in it.
I was interested for us to try it because it was in an alpha stage, and I think right now it's in a paid early access beta stage or something like that.
So
And it will
Fortnite
be
style.
free to play eventually. Yeah, Fortnite style. So it will be free to play eventually, sooner than later. Actually, I think it comes out of within the next week or so. It comes out of this beta
All right.
paid
That's
access
cool.
beta. But
Well-
anyway, I just bring it up because
Yeah.
their niche when they were first pulling this together is that they were going to be on PC. That would give them a player base. But
Yeah.
now Monster Hunter World is going to be on PC.
I don't really want the Dauntless crew to be stymied by the whole thing. I want them to continue with what they're doing because it's obviously a project that they've been working on for a while. But after Monster Hunter World comes out, I'm not sure if they're going to have the player base to continue all that well. I think it's going to be very much like a Battleborn scenario where Battleborn comes out and then it gets stomped by Overwatch.
Oh yeah. Purposefully, because
And
that's
then
what
it
business is
becomes-
for.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then it becomes nothing more than a whisper.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of. I still contend. People disagree with me, but I still contend that it was a fun game if you liked MOBAs or a faster-paced MOBA.
The humor was great.
Yeah.
Oh, the humor was.
The lines to come out of that was fantastic. But that's Gearbox main for you. They do that all kinds of times. All kinds
Their
of times.
writing team is
Good lord.
all kinds of times.
All the times.
All the times.
Every
Jesus.
time. Okay, didn't mean to lead us down the rabbit hole, but it's just something I've been wondering about.
Yeah. Oh, man. So we've touched on a few things that we can go back to. And Vast, I think this is going to be in your wheelhouse. Overwatch changes. Because
Oh yeah.
Overwatch is a changing. And they released a
It
patch
is.
today that changed a few things. And they're going to release some things in the future. And I personally cannot play Overwatch for very
I'll play with
specific
you, Vast.
reasons.
Rage blackouts. Please join me, Arcadius.
I'll
But
join you.
but no, it's really exciting to watch the company continue to support the game address player concerns, but also I think stay true to the vision of what they want to see in the game, which is, for the most part, at least with the competitive play, to promote a sense of teamwork. It is a team game. There is a lot of cooperative play, and the changes that they're making are also there to let you enjoy the characters that you want to enjoy without
being
dying.
niched in due to dynamics of the team.
Yes. So some of the changes that they've announced, and we've talked about it a little bit in some of our previous streams, but they're doing a rework to what I think is still like the #1 most picked character in the game across all levels is Mercy. They've made changes to my favorite tank, Diva. They've
Hope
also
they're positive changes.
Oh, they're cool.
Yes, we'll get.
I agree
they're
with
cool
them.
changes. They're also doing a little bit. I think in this recent patch that was just released, they did some nerfs to Doomfist. But there's
And they changed Junkrat around a little bit.
They've updated Junkrat, which makes it like he was already a threat. I was kind of hoping that people would ignore him because I like squishy characters and he's a danger.
Hey. He's the only character I can ever main reliably, so calm on down
and
there.
now he's getting buffed.
And they rebuffed Roadhog to address some of the concerns because they hadn't. To be perfectly honest, they did not nerf him to the ground, but they took away his mainstay one-shot kill, which essentially took him out of the entire meta.
Yeah. I noticed that after they changed Roadhog, they nerfed him. After they nerfed him, that I saw in 3 days of play, I saw 1 or 2 Roadhogs.
Yeah, because the cheapness was over. Why would anyone want to play him?
Yeah.
That's how players are. If the advantage is gone, you move on to the next best advantage.
Yeah.
Even though, like, oh crap! No, where are you guys?
Where'd you go?
We are not in the same place, Fast.
You're not in the Tower of the Damned?
Where are we?
We are. Are you on the right level?
No, I'm probably not. Okay,
we're on level
I'm gonna
2.
do this. All right.
We went through the door.
Yes,
Ooh.
we did.
Oh my gosh, that's
wow,
a lot.
that's a lot.
Call forth all your things.
Woo! There's some lag there.
Yeah, that's because there's too many freaking enemies on the screen.
Luckily, the Necromancer is so severely overpowered. Don't tell Blizzard. Don't tell Blizzard.
They're too busy with Overwatch right now.
Love him the way he is. Okay, Vast, we're done, by the way. We're moving on.
No. Oh, okay, we're moving on.
Yeah. But we can still talk about Overwatch. So
Oh no, I was just gonna mention the other thing that they released is the first in what they've called a season of animated shorts. They announced with May's what's it called, Rise and Shine?
Yeah, they're short.
They're animated short. So we're supposed to see, they have decided to go the seasonal routes, and we'll probably see maybe 2 or 3 throughout the year, which is kind of what they did last year, but it's more official this time, which is really good.
Yeah.
I love those. They're so good.
Me too. I honestly hope that somehow out of this we get either an animated movie or like a animated short film or something. They're going to continue with their comics, and then they're also announced a new map, Junkertown, which is an escort, the payload map, and a short animated skit with Roadhog and Junkrat. So Blizzard really brought the Overwatch stuff to Gamescom, and they showed it a lot of love.
Yeah.
But it is their big moneymaker right now, so.
Yeah. Well, that and World of Warcraft, but World of Warcraft is old hat.
Well, let's be honest. They're all big money makers. I'm sure they still make a lot of money on Hearthstone, but this is their most publicly loved game right now. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Scorch. Please continue.
No,
you can just tell I'm super excited to talk Overwatch. I still like that game.
Yeah. More power to you.
No.
It's just not the game for me.
Yes.
So did you manage to get to platinum yet?
Or diamond
Or
rank?
diamond or whatever the hell they call it?
Oh, me? Oh, yeah, no, I made it to diamonds. What I didn't...
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I was
ain't no
absolutely
thing.
okay.
I just did that. I did that a year and a half ago. I don't know why you're bringing it up now.
I mean, that's kind of old news. I don't know why they'd bring that up.
Oh. Fast, you still around?
Did you turn your mic off accidentally?
No, I'm still here. I had a knock on my door.
Oh, okay.
But no, what I did not progress. My goal this season was to, and we're not going to talk too much about this, but my goal this season was to make it into Mastered. I think that with a certain set of characters, or 3 characters that I can play well enough that I can hang in that level, I think.
Okay.
So I was going to try and progress there.
More power to you.
But I had
Go do the thing.
I am a busy lady, and busy ladies be busy. And so one week I couldn't play the level cap that you're supposed to at level week. I think you have to play like 10 games a week or 7 games a week or something like that.
Oh no.
To maintain, and I think I played 5.
Oh.
And so I came back, and all of my points had regressed down to the diamond level cap. And so I was like, okay, you know what? I worked really hard for those points. Like, just because I can hang in diamond doesn't mean that I'm like the best. But I worked really hard, and so I was really frustrated. And then season 5 wasn't the most fun that I've had anyway, so I just was like, you know what, I'm not going to work on it this time. But that is one of the things that they've actually addressed for this upcoming season. They've reduced it from like the 10 or 7 games you have to play a week.
Like 6 or 7?
No, it's down to 5.
Oh, there
It's
you
not
go.
bad.
That's better.
It's not bad.
Mm-hmm. So they really are listening to their community and making some minor changes, like I said, to address our concerns, but also to maintain the integrity of their game, which is a very fine thing, like balance to walk. And I appreciate that from Blizzard.
Yeah.
You know, they have the money and the resources to be that way, but they don't have to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I understand. They're a cool company.
So, they are. They are. I like them.
And they're also co-owned by Activision, so take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah, I know, right?
I think the only other game, I mean, there's like a Jurassic Park game that looked kind of lame. I was not a fan.
Jurassic World Evolution, something like that.
It's been mentioned,
yes.
duly noted.
Essentially, hey, you remember that Zoo Tycoon expansion that we did that was called Dino Digs? Let's just make that a game. So they made it a game and call it Jurassic Park. That's what it was.
So they did.
But Assassin's Creed.
Yep.
We almost left that out.
No,
Oh my
not
gosh,
almost.
it's looking so good.
Yeah. I think they really
It was a pretty
took...
crisp looking game.
Yeah, I think they really took what they learned over the last few iterations about how people don't really want a yearly Assassin's Creed, and they don't really want a really, really buggy Assassin's Creed, and they took their time to make a game worth playing rather than just spewing one out for money. And that is a positive in the right direction for the industry as a whole. I think we're going to see that more in the future. I think it's going to be a bigger thing of having games that are well-rounded and ready to go, rather than we need to put it out now because our competitors are doing this and we need money.
Yeah, I think they've gotten at least enough black eye scenarios that, hey, history shows if we just push this garbage out, they're not gonna like it, and we're gonna get a lot of hate for it.
Yeah. Oh, Assassin's Creed. Take place in Egypt this time around. This is called Origins, rightly so, because these are the founders, the husband and wife, these are the founders of the Assassin League, upon which all of the other Assassin's Creed games are based.
Oh yeah.
And your eagle vision is actually an eagle. And It takes place right at the fall of Egypt as an empire, right where Rome comes in, and you have Cleopatra and all that. And you can see...
Mark Antony Caesar.
Yep. And you can see a lot of Greek and Roman influences in the way that they made armor and the way that they made fighting styles, especially the very hoplite-like style with spear and shield that they use, that I'm quite the fan of. I think that's going to be a lot of fun to use.
Oh, yeah.
And all of the gameplay looks strong and visceral, and it looks dynamic and fun, and believe it or not, I think they made a desert world that isn't boring. Is that possible?
We'll see.
You would think that it's not, but it looks like they've just really invested themselves in the region.
Yeah.
And like some of the, and some of the gameplay that they showed, you're going into the different tombs, the Great Pyramid, or the pyramids, not the Great Pyramid, but the different pyramids. You're boating down the Nile. You're like interacting, like you said before, with a bunch of different cultures. So you get to see Romans, you get to see Greeks, you get to see Egyptian. Like the ancient classicist in me is super excited about this game. And they also have done a lot of good things with level design to really let you play the game that you want to play. So you can go in swords blazing, you can go in with ranged attacks.
Yeah.
Or you can go in like me and try to do stealth and then fail at stealth, but then keep trying and then get frustrated. That's going to happen because I'm going to get this game.
All right! I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Surprise!
It's going to be great fun. Yeah, me and Vass fucking up Egypt. Woohoo!
It'll be the first Assassin's Creed I've played since Ezio in 2, I guess.
That's 2 and 3, I think. Brotherhood.
I only played 2.
Okay.
He had like 7 games dedicated to him. He was such a cool character.
Okay, let's be fair. He had 2, I think, maybe 3.
It's and like 7. 2 plus 2 and 7.
I really fell off the bandwagon with Assassin's Creed once they started doing an annual thing. The last one that I played, let's see, I played 1 and 2, and then I played the one with Connor, the one in the United States.
I died.
And you did? Oh
Yeah.
no. What happened?
I got
Where
stuck.
are you?
That was 3.
Some enemies got me stuck.
But a lot of people didn't like that because the protagonist was annoying and bitchy. And then I never played any of the pirate simulators, and I never played the London or France simulator. Those are 2
one of
different games, by the way.
The pirate one, I heard and never played, but I heard was quite good. In terms of like gameplay and diversity, and people
Black
are still
Flag?
Yeah,
Black
that's what it's
Flag.
called.
Thank you. And they're still playing like the sea shanties. You know, like people fell in love with sea shanties through that game, and they've made a very brief revival on the internet. It was really strange and awesome. So
Well, now we've got spin-off games on that too. We have dedicated pirate simulators and stuff because of their success.
You know what though? I am going to say that it all started with One Piece. There, I said it.
Fast.
We're gonna continue on to another conversation.
I cannot
agree with that notion.
I cannot
but I will
condone
let it
with
be
this
said
behavior,
and
Vast
move on,
Empires.
because I don't care.
Oh my goodness.
I don't even care to debate that topic. I'm just gonna say no.
Say that series reinvigorated the age of Cell in everyone's culture. Just going to go ahead and say it. It's a grand statement. It's a bold statement, but it's also a true statement.
Vast.
Debatable.
That series is over 800 episodes long.
Are we in the
it
nines
started-
now?
It started in like 1997, a full 5 years before Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Oh my god.
I'm just saying,
Oh my
it
god.
is what it's what instigated this. It's what instigated it.
All right, well, we'll just agree to disagree, and we're gonna move on to something
I
else.
win.
No.
I win.
No.
I
We're
win.
agreeing to disagree, Vast.
Whoa.
I don't win.
We
No.
went from,
I
don't
okay,
win.
we'll not talk about it anymore, to you claiming you've won everything.
I claim victory.
We're not going to devolve into American politics right now. We're gonna move on.
If you
Don't
say
tear
it,
us
it must
apart,
be
Vast.
true.
Don't let's be
Okay.
responsible for this.
The
Don't do
great,
this.
the great One Piece debacle that tore us
You-
apart.
Yeah.
You don't want this shame, Best.
I mean,
You don't want
All right.
our channel's only 2 months old. Let's do this right here.
All right, we may continue
All right.
that one.
What's next?
The only other random game I can think of is that Mario and Rabbids game, which kind of looks goofy, but
yeah.
Nintendo's little piece.
Well, this leads into an interesting thing that I know Vass wanted to talk about, and it's that Nintendo is branching out and working with other developers on cooperative titles, and that's not something that they're really known for. They're known for being
so it's
little hermits by themselves.
New things.
Yeah. I don't know why they chose Rabbids. Nobody likes Rabbids. That's dumb. But from what I hear, the game is doing well on Metacritic. I think it stands at an 84 or an 85 on Metacritic, which is pretty good. I just don't know why they chose Rabbids.
I don't either. It seems like, in my opinion, that the Rabbids might be the closest thing to a mascot that is out right now, besides Sonic.
Yeah.
And so maybe
Yeah.
that's why.
Yes.
And they've already crossed with Sonic multiple times, like during the Mario and Sonic Olympics and other different games like that. And Sonic even appears as a character in the most recent Smash Brothers game.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only thing that I can think of. I thought it was kind of weird and a little kooky, but apparently the game is kind of fun to play. It's like a strategic turn-based shooter kind of thing.
It's like Play-Doh XCOM, from what I know.
Okay, that's awesome.
People really like XCOM. This is just a Play-Doh version.
Yeah. No, but I mean, it looks cool.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I find really interesting about it, not just from the Nintendo standpoint, but it's also the Ubisoft standpoint, because that's not the only strange cross-promotional branding that they've announced during this time. They're also doing an Assassin's Creed crossover with Final Fantasy 15.
They are. They're making an Assassin's Festival in Final Fantasy 15, where you'll be able to
Yes.
get the costumes of Assassin's Creed on your characters.
That's pretty cool. I'll do
Yeah.
that.
So
It is really cool.
this kind of begs the question, seeing as how Ubisoft is involved in both of these. Is this a Ubisoft thing or is this a Nintendo thing?
Yeah. Good question.
What do y'all think?
I think it might be an Ubisoft thing.
Yeah.
I think they have good and bad Rocky titles and successful titles, and they kind of want to just do something that branches out a little more. Because if they keep going how they're going, they could have some either really good or really bad instances that could make or break them. So I think they're kind of trying to diversify a little bit to help even things out.
Okay.
And from a business side of things, make the company more stable, because their stock has a history of being very volatile.
Well,
that's just my observation.
They're on the verge of like hostile takeover. They've been fighting off hostile takeover for the better part of a year now. And
Yeah, so I think they're trying to grow themselves just enough to say, see, now go away.
Yeah. We have all this investment from other things. You can't do this to us.
Yeah.
And it's also really interesting that, they are able to cross-promote with two really huge and historic companies. You know what I mean? Like,
Which is
Ubisoft
why
is-
they're doing it. They get the most face out of those games.
Square
When you
Enix
think about
and
it,
Nintendo.
if you were going to promote yourself with a video game character of any kind, what more iconic character than Mario?
That's true.
Literally. Like, I think that you could almost almost say he is the most iconic video game character.
Yeah, definitely.
I
Other
would
than
agree.
maybe
So-
Pac-Man, maybe.
Why? Yeah, maybe. But like, why not just go to the tippy top with promotional face value and just go with Mario?
Yeah.
And also like how they agreed to it because, you know,
I mean,
They
at this
don't
point,
have to.
Nintendo's got nothing to lose. They're like, sure,
Yeah.
we'll use some of our content and splice yours in and make
Yeah.
money for the both of us. Because, I mean, if Nintendo wasn't doing anything and Ubisoft's like, hey, we want to do this thing with Mario, here's our game plan, do you want to? Like, sure, we'll just put a little money here and we'll expect returns in about a month, you know? So-
Why did it have to be Rabbids though? Why couldn't it be like Mario X Sam Fisher and like Splinter Cell with Mario crawling through ditches and slitting people's throats and shit? That would have been awesome.
Something tells me it had to do with the age discrepancy.
Yeah.
that might be it. That might be it.
But they're missing out on so much potential.
Later, they gotta let it grow. They gotta let it grow.
Okay,
Well,
fine.
you say that though, but didn't Solid Snake appear as a character in one of the Smash
Smash.
Brothers?
He did.
They
so-
did?
Yeah.
Yeah. He
I didn't
hit the
know
box,
that.
fired a bazooka, and yeah, he was absolutely a
Yeah.
character.
Dang.
He
All
said
right.
he was insane to play. So yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Didn't know that. That's cool. That's cool.
Yep.
All right. I'll cut him some
You
slack
gotta give
this
it to the
time.
big end. Yeah, give it to the big
Like I
end.
said, baby steps.
Well, they're gonna have to deal with not getting my money until they put a core Pokemon title on the Switch. And they said they're going to, they just haven't put a time limit
Honestly,
on it.
if they can discount the Switch a little in the future, I would get it so I can do Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, and Metroid is coming. I know you're a fan
yes.
of Metroid.
Oh my god. If that game looks as good as I think it might, I will just crater and buy a
Yeah.
Switch, and then I'll just get all those games and be done with it.
Right now, it's just an icon and a 4. Is all they have
Yeah.
for Metroid.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Which is enough to get people like wetting their pants, understandably. But oh my goodness, several of those Metroid games. Now I don't. Side note: was the Switch backwards compatible with a lot of the GameCube games, or no? I don't think it was.
No, I think the Wii U was.
The Wii U was. for
Question
some,
mark?
yes.
I haven't been in a Nintendo ecosystem since the Game Boy Advance.
I don't know. I'd have to ask one of my other friends who's Nintendo nuts.
Yeah. Oh. Well, there is one more thing that I can think of that we can talk about before we wrap this up, and that is the Fortnite update that has come out today about survival mode and new weapons and all that junk.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yes, there was a little bit of trepidation because they announced 2 weeks ago, that they were going to have the Survive the Storm patch released today. And then yesterday, they announced on their live stream that they had encountered a pretty huge bug during only one section of the game. But it was enough to break the session and crash the game for players.
Ooh.
So
Yeah.
they were worried that they weren't going to meet their date. But they did. They found the bug. They fixed it. They released the patch this evening.
Yep. And it's out on time. You can download the patch now as of 2 hours ago. It hit servers. You can go and play it for yourself. It features a survival mode where you collect things during the day and fight for your life at night. And you go until either the timer expires or you die. I think there are multiple time tables that you can run if you really need to.
Yes, you can play, I think, a 3-day, these are game days, of course, 3-day, 5-day, 7-day, and then a fortnight of survival, which is approximately 4 hours worth of game time.
Jeez, that's so much time.
And you're going to hear it first, DerNami is going to conquer that.
Oh yeah, we absolutely are. But it's going to be like a weekend stream where we don't have anything planned, and there's not a hurricane barreling down on one of us. You know, it's going to be.
Yeah.
We gotta
Where internet is
set
nice
a
and
time.
strong.
Yeah.
And we also have to level up some stuff too.
We
But we are
really
probably,
do.
if we can swing it, we're probably going to try and do at least the first section.
Sure. Yeah, we can. I'd like to. Only the problem is I just sent off some of my stronger characters, support characters, on an expedition.
Yeah.
So
Probably
my go team is a little bit fractured right now.
Well, we'll still be able to do it. We'll carry you. Get on my shoulders. They're strong.
Thanks, Fast.
You're welcome.
You're the best, fast.
So, I think that about covers it. Is there anything else
Yeah.
that we need to talk about?
No, but there's a giant guy behind me. Please help.
Rakanoth, he's dead.
No, I think that's it. Of our coverage of games that or PlayStation games for Gamescom 2017.
Yep. Yeah, if you liked what you were listening to, you can always subscribe to us. We have a tiny community, and we would love to be larger, just like everyone else. And
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Lol.
And if you wouldn't mind sharing our content around, whatever it may be, because that now matters more than ever with what YouTube is going on right now. Thanks for listening, and this has been the end of episode 12. We'll talk to you later. Bye.